Obviously, my preferred way is to cook on charcoal or even a barbecue.
It's the meat event, and cannot wait to see if Alexander Volkanovski, OGM, can complete the double champ status and go into this fight as a serious dog and take the belt from Islam Makhachev, who at 23-1 has honestly looked unstoppable. I mean, he obviously has that lone early hiccup in his career when he got absolutely flatlined by Adriano Martins, but since then it's double-digit straight easy wins, easy finishes along the way, and most recently he just completely smoked Charles Oliveira, and that was a fight in which I thought Bronx was going to get that done. He was a near plus 140 dog, and I thought Charles was just basically unbeatable, and nobody is going to be taking this guy out, but Islam really just kind of smoked him and got the second round finish via triangle choke, which most people would have thought that Olives would get that done via choke against him. So really just a statement performance from Islam, and one for me that completely convinced me that I don't know if there's a guy anywhere from 155 up to 185, unless you maybe count Hamzat, who can take Islam out, because I'm really thinking that this guy is that untouchable, and I think that Volkanovski, even though he, was the 215-pound rugby player and still does carry around all of that strength, essentially, I still don't think that's going to be enough for him in this one. But this guy's 25-1, also on a super fat streak, rarely in competitive contests. I mean, most recently he just absolutely demolished Max Holloway and really just kind of put the stamp on that trilogy and made it be known that he truly was that level above Max Holloway, and now he wants the next greatest challenge in taking Islam's belt. So what are your thoughts on this one, Mead? Do you think that Islam makes this look easy work and this goes down similar to Blachowicz versus Adesanya when Adesanya tried to do this, or is Volkanovski going to pull this off?
Yeah, no. So Izzy versus Blachowicz, this isn't even in the same category as this fight. I mean, this is pound for pound number one, number two. Neither one of those guys were even ranked near that. Izzy was the GOAT of 185. Now he is, in sissy land, I guess. But nonetheless, Alexander the Great versus Islam. This is going to be an insane fight. It's like, how can you not go with Islam? The odds are showing exactly what, but I'm actually surprised that Islam's not at like a minus 800. So it seems the Aussie fans are really hammering Volk, because this is going to be some of the best odds we'll ever see again for Volk, because Volk really is the greatest currently in his division. But is he the greatest at 155? Man, he's like 5'2", going versus 6 foot basically Islam. Islam's just so much bigger. That's what I worry about. I just worry about the size. I'm not worried about Volk's strength or cardio. I just worry about the size. We're like, Volk's strength is great, but is it Dagestan great? I don't know. They're built a little different over there. So most likely Islam takes this and wins, but I'm going to go with the underdog. I'm going straight meat gen this weekend. So absolute degenerate meat is doing, and I'm hammering Volkanovski minus 300. We're never going to see that again. And I really like the videos and training footage I've been seeing. He's been preparing. I mean, if anyone's going to get it done, it's Alexander the Great, in my opinion. So this is the final hope to see Islam lose, and maybe Islam gets knocked out from a YOLO meat bomb. But if he never gets that YOLO meat bomb from anyone else in his division, I just don't see him being dominated or outclassed, except possibly 1% chance Alexander the Great maybe can do it. So I'm gonna YOLO this one, and I'm taking the Great.
YOLO and Volk at plus 300 is definitely some pretty juicy odds. You're never going to see that for Volkanovski again. However, Mead, I'm also seeing it on the flip side too, where I think minus 380 is something you're not going to get for Islam in a while. And that might sound crazy because minus 380, it's like that's not juicy at all. But to your earlier point, this is a guy who should be around minus 600, minus 700 in most of his fights. I mean, I'm surprised that he's not getting the same sort of Islam or Hamzat treatment with the odds makers, because when Hamzat's fighting, the dude's just a massive favorite, and while Islam is decently favored, I mean, less than 4-1, I think might be I'm going to even use the word a safe parlay piece. I think that this fight is going to be similar to Islam Oliveira, where we're being sold a story that this is going to be super competitive, but I don't buy it. I think that Islam is just that good. I don't think anyone is going to be able to touch this guy, especially in 155, especially not a 145er who had struggles with Brian Ortega on the ground. I mean, granted, it's not like Brian Ortega was taking him down repeatedly, but there were two significant moments in that fight where a lot of people thought Brian Ortega was about to get a finish. So I think if Islam fought Brian Ortega, that Islam would absolutely ragdoll him. And I'm a huge T-City fan, but I don't think that would go well for him. So if he had those struggles, I guess you can say, against T-City on the mat, I think Islam is going to bring that times 1,000. And I like Islam to get an early finish. I think if it's plus money or even for under 2.5, maybe even under 3.5, you'll have to inspect those. I think that's juicy because I think it's early and often, and Islam gets this done by light work finish. So any last thoughts?
No, yeah, it's not going to surprise me at all if Khabib's protege absolutely decimates his opponent just like Khabib has done. So it's going to be very interesting, but I mean, it's hard to deny or have zero faith in Volkanovski. He's proven to everyone time and time again, and he's only been getting better, faster, stronger, which is always mind-blowing. And I like his attitude and mindset. And I can see the upset. I've seen crazier upsets, to be honest, so this one's not out of the realm. And also, I think Islam's kind of looking down on him like he's a little guy. He doesn't have a chance. And that's kind of how Hamzat treated Burns. And look at that fight. Hamzat got dropped and almost got knocked out and almost lost that fight a couple times. He still did dominate, but it was very competitive. So I think it's going to be something similar. But I really hope this fight stays on the feet because I really want to see how good Islam is. Islam did drop Olive, and he showed, wow, he's a lot better striker than anyone would have guessed. But we didn't get to see 3 rounds of striking. I would love to see that. But could be a very short night, I guess you could say. But throw in the comments who you taking. Is it going to be a short night or a long night, and who's winning?